popping on. So the latest here is about Darius Leonard, linebacker all pro for the Indianapolis Colts. And he happened to be in a chipotle recently in South Carolina talking about Black Lives Matter's issue at the table. And so happens that a manager who worked at Chipotle was offended and appalled. Actually, he went as far as almost starting to call the police and had him run him out of the store, out of the restaurant for talking about this. Are you ever surprised or shocked? You know, when there's three black folks in any one setting, they almost think that's a ride or a jump off. Intellectualized black folks is a trigger to a lot of these racists out here. And what I mean by trigger, that's like a gun that they can't play. That's fire they don't want. So why would they, what would make this happen? And let me be real. Chipotle is one of the most overrated food experiences you can have. I mean, they charge you for like condiments, all kinds of stuff. For how much money is you paying, they should pretty much be able to talk about anything you want anywhere. Especially in that dump. I mean, they were overrated and overpriced. But this manager was obviously racist, had a bug up their behind, and couldn't stand the thought. But what really makes Chipotle look bad, you don't know who you're dealing with. And when you do this brother Stan, he put this out on, I think on Facebook time or Instagram, Darius Leonard. It's a bad loss. It's another bad look. And Chipotle don't need to have any bad looks. Because it wasn't that long ago they had E. coli a few years ago. Yeah, you got to wash your hands even more. Yeah, we know what that means. So y'all don't need no bad looks. And I mean, when I hear stuff like this, of course, I take this stuff very personal because I refuse to go to these racist places. And anytime you give me a hint that you got a bigot that's running places, I ain't trying to be up in your establishment. So I applaud Darius Leonard for speaking the truth about this coming out because the thing is that the manager got suspended, should have been fired. The place should be closed down to have a course on talking about black folks. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in light of what has gone on this past month, if you're still in denial and you're still acting like that, well, you need a course refresher. You need to do what Starbucks did. It's an embarrassing look. And you never know who you offended and who you did. And they found out this Darius Leonard. This ain't Darius Leonard who worked at Walmart or stocking shelves at Dollar Tree or something like that. This Darius linebacker, an all-pro linebacker for the Indianapolis Colts who's got money, lawyers, and can expose your fraudulent racist behind. Yeah. So you need to be careful who you pick on because you just never know. They could really put the clown on you. And now Chipotle's got the clown facing suit. All right, that's my thoughts and takes about Darius Leonard, football player, talking about how Chipotle wrecked him and his family's meal because they're talking about Black Lives Matter. And now the cause and effect. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, and the bell rings in the video. Let's get some feedback on this. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for one another. And a lot of these places don't know who they're talking to. But when they find out, they're in for a real rude awakening than the rude awakening they presented at first. I'm out.